Lovely.
Hi, I'm Kevin Condon. I'm a local resident. We're here in Birchgrove Park and we're looking at a very traditional game of cricket that has been played here since 1896. In 1908, this was where rugby was first played. So it is an historic park and people usually sit up there right under the Jacaranda trees in the amphitheatre to view the cricket. If we pan around the park a bit, you can see the beautiful environment, and over here you can see a light pole. We're going to come back to light poles in a minute, but if you pan further around you can see the location of the park right in Snails Bay, and behind you can see the harbour bridge. So we're within about 8 minutes by boat to the harbour bridge, Sydney Harbour Bridge. What we're going to do is talk about a pole like this going in right over there in the iconic view of Birchgrove Park. We want to stop it. We're in another spot in this beautiful park, and as you can see right down there is the harbour bridge. It's one of the most beautiful vistas of the harbour and one which is very much in the heritage plan of this park. If we pan around a little bit further, you're obviously seeing the game. Behind are the very historic tennis courts that have been used for over 100 years. And again, we come back to the natural viewing area, which is the Jacaranda trees over there on the hill. You can begin to see the shape, which is like an amphitheatre. And people sit up there because they've got a beautiful view and they have the shade. So now what we're going to do is walk around to that spot and we'll show you where they're going to put the pole and why we want to fight it. In the development proposals to install a lighting tower on this historic oval for the purposes of lighting the field for soccer practice in the winter evenings, they were going to put a pole right here, a light pole here, 15 metres, more or less on the corner of where this brick building is that's going to be demolished. The actual light site of the light would be hidden or obscured by this gum tree. There are no historic views that it would impinge on or historic properties that it would impinge on. This spot here is by far the most favoured of the residents, but in their wisdom the council, for one reason or other, have decided not to proceed with that and to proceed with this spot that we're now going to, which spoils the most iconic view in Birchgrove Park. As you look at this view, you can see the natural amphitheatre shape of the oval. This is where people have sat for over 100 years. They don't want to sit on seats or concrete platforms. They want to sit on the grass and have picnics. And right here is where they're going to put a 15-metre pole, right on this spot. These are lines of sight down to the park, which the council have said they want to keep. They're not going to be able to keep them. And I'm going to read you just a very short paragraph from the council's own heritage statements. The park provides long, clear views from its upper slopes across Snails Bay eastwards to Paul's Head and the city of Sydney, which are of considerable aesthetic value and should be retained. The scenic visual catchments between the parks of Snails Bay, framed by its amphitheatre-like configuration, terrace houses and boundary planting also have aesthetic value. And this aesthetic value is going. We want this development stopped. We're walking towards one of the poles, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see if you can envisage the impact of this new light pole on the iconic views from this amphitheatre. Right in front of me is a light pole. That light pole is, if you like, going to be moved right up there in the amphitheatre. where most people view. Those views have been there for 100 years. It's a long established spectator area. Now it's going to have this pole, or a pole like this. We want it stopped. Please support us. Thank you.